obviously a huge number of questions going to have to be asked about what happened to Latimer Road, but it's very early in the situation. Clearly he's keen to point out as well that it's early days in terms of pointing fingers. The investigation will be lengthy as a result of this huge blaze. It's something which obviously is going to take many, many weeks. That is for the future. The immediate priority is putting out that fire and making sure that there is still no one inside who's trapped. Now we can speak now, I believe, to Tim Downey, who is an eyewitness. Oh, sorry, I'm going to throw to Ashish. In fact, Ashish Joshi, our correspondent, he's been on the scene since the early hours of this morning. Ashish, I believe you've got an eyewitness with you.
Jonathan, yes, thank you. I'm going to speak now to Hamid, who has lived through this awful tragedy. He was on the 16th floor in his flat when the fire broke in the early hours this morning. Hamid, this must be very difficult for you, but explain if you would exactly what happened, where you were and what you saw this morning.
This morning it was, well, it's not this morning anyway, about 1:30 we came out. I was out with my family for a dinner, which is because of Ramadan. We went to one of the restaurants to break our fast. Anyway, I came to the house, which is Greenfield Tower. I live on the 16th floor. Anyway, I went to change and I went to the bathroom and I've heard something cracking. It was the kitchen window. And then the smoke starts coming. I thought a fire is going on the 15th because I am on the 16th. But the fire, it was coming all the way from the bottom. Some people they say from the 4th, some from the 5th, although we don't know. So the building, it was cooking properly. So the smoke went all the way to the sitting room and to the bedrooms, and I had to do a runner. So when we came out from the flats, we heard from the fire brigade, stay indoors where. So I have to pull out and get out from the fire exit, which is the stairs.
So you told your family to evacuate as quickly as they could, and then how did you get down from the 16th floor?
We went to the stairs, the fire exits. Because the lift, there is no more lights, all the lights goes off. Indoors there is no light and the stairs is not working. Well, we went to the stairs, but the lift is not working. We were going to make a big mistake if the lift was on, but we used the stairs.
And there must have been hundreds of residents. You must have seen.
Yes, we saw people from the 14th floor crying. People from the 16th floor, my neighbor, his son was struggling. I told him, where is your dad? Because I know his dad. And he said to me, he's indoors, he can't walk. I said to him, let's go in. When we went try to get in, the smoke is nowhere you can get. Me, I was going through the floor. The fire brigade, they had their oxygen. We never had the oxygen, so I just have to leave.
So there were firefighters inside the building evacuating people?
They just came in, trying to evacuate the people, telling them to go. But they told us to stay in, but I have to open the door and to get out.
So there were children who had been woken up, who had been carried by their families?
There some children next to us, on the other side, but I haven't seen them. This Turkish lady lives next to us, but I haven't seen them. So I have to leave.
The fire